Alright, what's up y'all? My name is Steph and I saw this video on TikTok talking about this girl's living situation and her roommate story, and it sparked a lot of debate online, so let's just get right into it.
I'm on the brink of losing my housing and I don't know what to do anymore. Over a month ago, my roommate informed me she didn't want to re-sign with me for very stupid reasons. I've made videos about it. She said that I could stay instead and that she would leave. And then like 2 weeks go by and she changes her mind, and I had to find out from the landlord that she was leaving again. And I was given 24 hours to find a new roommate. I don't wish this stress on anyone. I'm now facing this final week by myself. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I may try to ask the landlord to just let me pay the entire month of July's rent to buy me time to find someone. I can try to rush and find a new roommate. I don't know, dude. This has been agonizing. I've moved so many times the last year of living in New York. I'm on my 5th sublet now. And I know the life that I signed up for by being a full-time artist in New York City. What is New York if not your back is up against the wall, your dream just out of reach, unsure how you'll make your next rent payment, and looking at those 99.6% odds that are against you and smiling?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but anytime somebody comes on camera and starts crying, I just be looking side-eyed, because it's like, you know you're recorded and you decided to cry. I get it's an emotional, probably stressful situation to be in, but you're not going to catch me crying on camera. That's just how I feel about that. But it seems like, to me, I heard her say she was subletting, and I thought, okay, that's what I thought. I just had to look it up real quick, but she said that she was on a sublet, meaning it's a temporary rental agreement. It's not a full year lease. It's just a sublet. So I don't know. That's a little bit confusing, because she's saying she's having all these problems now. She can't find a roommate. But weren't you subletting in the first place? I don't know. Let's just keep watching.
You know, it's interesting when my new roommate backed out. I feel like 2 weeks ago me would have like broken down in tears, but I think I was expecting it. I wasn't going to be surprised, but also I've just been surrendering. I can't carry it anymore. This is too much for me. I don't have control over the landlords being really fucking shitty or raising the rent without telling me until like Friday. I have no safety net. I don't have family that I can rely on financially. I'm not saying that to garner sympathy either. I'm stating the facts of where I'm at and that my back is literally up against a wall right now. But one thing that I know for sure is I love New York and I belong here.
So she had a roommate that now wants to move out, but it was a sublet. It's almost like she's surprised that the roommate's leaving. Like, it was just a temporary agreement. That's what a sublet is. So I don't really get what the problem is, because if a sublet's a temporary agreement, why is she like so mad and coming onto social media saying that basically life's unfair when you knew it was temporary? Like, that's the whole thing about a sublet.
I want to be fully transparent with you though. I set up a GoFundMe last week in preparation for this potential outcome, because covering the entirety months of rent for July and a security deposit and a third-party guarantor is a lot of fucking money that I don't have, that I've not been prepared to pay.
So she signed a lease saying she'll pay a certain amount of money a month, right? And I guess the rent is going up. But now that she can't find another roommate, she's basically upset that she has to pay the full thing. My thing is, why sign a lease you cannot afford? If there's a rent increase, it'll usually say it in the lease agreement, like the contract. It'll usually say like, oh, next year this the rent will go up by 5% or something like that. Like, usually they're transparent about that. But she's saying that they didn't let her know, so I don't know, then that wouldn't be her fault. But she's basically upset that she doesn't have a roommate to help cover the expenses of her monthly rent. But you signed the lease knowing that it was under your name in the first place. Like, she signed the lease agreeing to a certain monthly amount, and then is mad that her roommate, who is subletting, is now leaving. But a sublet is just temporary, so how can you be mad? You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people in the comments are saying, that they saw the other roommate's point of view. And let's just watch that to get a better picture and to get some more clarity on this.
A sublet I met about a month ago made a 30-part TikTok series about me, and I want to address a few things. We're gonna keep it short and straight to the point, because 30? I genuinely don't know how any of this is my fault. You started subleasing a few weeks ago. A sublease is temporary by definition, meaning I don't owe you shit. You are not entitled just because you moved in. I feel like I gave you plenty of notice and time to make arrangements so that when you re-sign the lease, you won't be stressed out. You even admitted that you found someone within a day. The real issue is that the rent increased and now you need to qualify for the lease yourself. And that is not my problem. That's just how New York renting goes.
Oof. Now I know what's going on. So basically this is the roommate responding to that girl's video and 30 TikToks on it? Come on. That girl made 30 videos on this girl. Like, what are we doing? You have that much time on your hands? Basically, the girl's complaining that she cannot afford the lease by herself, even though she signed that agreement. She's crying about not being able to afford it, but then you're going on TikTok and making 30 videos bashing this girl's name, knowing damn well that this little roommate situation would be temporary because it's a sublet, right? So why are you mad? And why are you making 30 TikToks? I don't blame this girl for responding because, come on. You're making 30 TikToks about me, but you're crying because you're in a situation that you put yourself in. It's a sublet. She doesn't owe anything to the other girl. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be temporary. That's the whole point of a sublet. So why are you mad that she's leaving, giving you notice about it, and now you have to worry about the rent yourself? Like, sorry, that might sound harsh, but that's like the reality. Why put yourself in a situation like that? Both of them knew it was going to be a temporary situation, so I don't know why that other girl went ahead and made that many TikToks about her. And crying about it too, as if she didn't put herself in that situation. But okay, let's continue watching.
You have moved 5 times within a year. At this point, babe, there's a common denominator and it's definitely not the people that you're subleasing from.
I'm sorry, 5 times within a year is crazy. You are definitely the problem. If you're moving that many times in 1 year, you are the problem. It's either she's not managing her finances well, or she's signing leases that she cannot afford. Like, don't do that. If you know you cannot afford it, why are you going through with it? You're just gonna put yourself in a stressful situation. And look where she's at now, making 30 TikToks, worrying about how she's gonna make rent. And while that's a very difficult situation to be in, you can't really be mad if y'all both knew it was gonna be a temporary agreement of her renting there and living there temporarily. So
I feel like at this point it's you. Throughout all your videos, there was a consistency of you talking about me, about my situation, my bills, my pay stubs, my proof of income, when in reality, I have a job. I pay my bills on time. I even secured my new apartment. I think you're projecting what you're lacking onto me. I feel like what's genuinely crazy is I never wished anything bad upon you.
So you're telling me that girl does not have a job? Oh yeah, she said she was an artist, which that's not a job, that's just a hobby. Sorry, but it's the truth. Being an artist, you're not gonna make money like that. Like, that's just the truth. That's just the reality. Like, art should be a hobby unless you really, really go for it and are committing to it 100%. But you can't have that as your main job when you're not getting money from it and then you're mad that you can't afford rent. You gotta go get a job. Like, as harsh as that may sound, you have to go get a job. That's the reality. And my thing is, if you want to pursue something like that, like pursue a hobby and make it into a career, you have to build that up, and that takes time, that takes hard work, that takes consistency, and it even takes luck, because there are a lot of talented people out here and they're not all going to be making money from it, okay? So the best plan for her would be to get a job so that she can afford to live and afford to have her hobby to hopefully make it a career. And that's that. Like, it's really that simple. I don't know why she expects a situation where, oh, her roommates are helping. No, it was temporary agreement. You can't blame her for leaving. That's her right. So for you to come up on TikTok and be mad about it, hun, come on. You got a little too much time on your hands if you're making 30 TikToks about this one situation. Got way too much time on your hands. Instead, you should be applying to job applications. Like, I'm sorry, but it's the truth. I'm not going to be on the internet complaining about, oh, I don't got money, and I'm in the background just making TikToks and not applying to jobs. Like, what? No, don't do that.
I really do hope you get approved for this apartment with your new roommate. What sucks is that you made 30 videos about me consecutively. wishing bad upon me, saying I'm getting karma, calling me names, calling me out of my name. I don't even know you, babe, and you don't even know me. I just met you a month ago. Hello? I just feel like I'm getting dragged for choosing what's best for me and my future. She also started a GoFundMe. I'm gonna insert the GoFundMe right here so you can read it briefly. You didn't start a GoFundMe because you lost your job, you have medical expenses to take care of, or have hard times at this moment. You started a GoFundMe because you don't have the funds for the apartment, and instead of being honest about that, you're blaming me. People have asked you multiple times, why don't you get an actual job?
It's that victim mentality. Like, I'm sorry, but that's what it is. You're coming here on TikTok crying about, oh, you can't afford your rent, this, and that. But then you're bashing your roommate in the process, and you're mad that she's leaving, even though y'all both knew it was going to be a temporary sublet kind of situation. She has every right to leave whenever she wants. And now you're blaming her for you not being responsible. Okay. And it sounds like to me she's just starting a GoFundMe because she doesn't want to get a real job. Like, as harsh as that sounds, sorry, but come on. And I'm pretty sure she got people probably donating to it, and that's fine, that's cool. But for you to be bashing this girl for your irresponsibility, that's weird. That is weird. And like this girl said, it's not like she lost a job or is like have crazy medical bills. She literally just does not want to get a job and wants to blame everybody around her except herself. And that's the thing, like when you have a victim mentality, everybody around you is wrong and you're not. That's how you go about life. You think everybody around you is the problem when really you should be looking at yourself. Like, I don't like that. You want to be blaming everybody around you for your problem, for a situation you put yourself in. Like, come on, be for real. Be for real.
And your response is always, I'm an artist. There is plenty of artists in New York City that still have regular jobs because they know rent needs to be paid at the end of the day. And instead of finding a job, you decide to basically scream, call me out of my name, say that I am a nightmare roommate, blaming me for not wanting to re-sign the lease with you, which is crazy. I feel like if you started a GoFundMe that said, I can't afford rent right now, that's one thing. But because you switched the narrative and basically stated you are trapped in a traumatized, abusive situation with your roommate.
Traumatized situation that she put herself in. Like, come on. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna feel bad for you. Nope, can't do it. She's not even trying. That's the thing. She's not even trying. Being an artist does not make you money. I'm sorry. There's so many artists out there. There's so many people who want their hobbies to become their careers. But that takes time. And you can't expect the world to pay for your expenses while you go and chase your dreams. Like, that's not how the world works. And that's kind of entitled to even think that. This girl owes her nothing. Because not only she's bashing this girl, but she's also making it seem like it's not her fault or responsibility that she's in the situation because of this girl, when really it's her own doing. Like, you don't want to get a job. You can't expect people around you to fund your life. That's not how the world works. Come on.
Because I'm choosing to leave is completely different. I feel like at some point you have to stop blaming other people for your circumstances that you are responsible for as a grown adult. And babe, you are 30 years old. You are a grown woman. I can understand that, and I take responsibility because I know the world doesn't owe me anything. I feel like you can do that as well.
Exactly. I love that she said that. The world does not owe you anything. That's the reality. If you want something, you have to go get it yourself. But yeah, the fact that she's blaming everybody else instead of realizing that her as a grown adult, that it's her responsibility and that she put herself in the situation, I don't know what else I could say to that. That's just how I feel about it. So now the girl is saying, oh, hi, just wanted to make it clear that I take full ownership of the consequences of my oversharing on social media. Oh, okay. I thought she was going to say full ownership of this whole situation. But hey, let's see what she has to say. and move on from there.
Here I'm being called fire escape girl now, and I figured for my final statement on this entire matter, I should end it here. I got into a bad habit of just bouncing sublet to sublet, trying to buy myself time to get on a long-term lease. I've always dreamed of living in New York, so blessed to find success early on with my small business. I also had other side gigs. I'm a photographer and a videographer, but I also do other side gigs that the internet is not aware of. So it has never been an issue of not being able to afford rent. All of my bills have always been paid on time. I was just never supposed to take over an entire apartment and the security deposit and a guarantor.
So now she can't afford the apartment. Which is it? Get your story straight. Because you're setting up a GoFundMe because this girl, Dika, ruined your life. And now you can't afford rent because your roommate's not living there anymore. But now you're saying you can afford it. Which one is it?
Over a month ago, there was a lot of confusion that rose up of whether or not I was even going to be able to stay in the current apartment that I have. I started documenting that on social media, and I fully take ownership. None of this would have happened had I not come to social media in the first place. I have learned my lesson. I will not do this again. And as my community was watching all of this unfold in real time, they were asking for other ways to support. I fully recognize now how tone deaf it came across by setting it up. I didn't consider that, and I should have. I am grateful that I have the privilege to have a platform to share my life and work with people.
Okay. Another thing I wanted to talk about is that she said she has all these side gigs. Like, I've done the freelance work before. Freelance work, side gigs, they're always temporary roles. Usually, most of the time, unless you can get onto a longer contract role, but you're not going to be making a lot of money. That's the thing. Unless you really know how to sell yourself as a freelancer and you're working like a lot and finding a lot of opportunity, it's going to be very hard. Side gigs don't pay the bills unless, one of them takes off or whatever. So at least that's been in my experience, just saying. But yeah, I think that's it for this video. There's really nothing more I need to hear. Clearly this girl's in the wrong and doesn't even want to admit it, but okay. Let's just look at the comments because I know I'm not the only one. Someone else said, hey, it's totally okay to just go back home, sell art online, and get more traction financially, and try again when you have the funds to make it work. Lots of people do it. That's exactly right. Don't put yourself in a difficult situation like this. Like, you can make art, do whatever you want. Okay, cool. But if it's not paying the bills right now, you need to have a job in order to support it. You know what I'm saying? You can't just say, oh, I'm an artist and expect everybody to buy your art. That's not how it works. Being an artist doesn't automatically mean you're going to be making money. That's just the reality. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else more to say about this video. Leave your opinions in the comments below and make sure to give this video a like, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.